right, let's check out these notes, or not these notes, this rank change stuff.
Middle of the week. Welcome to another edition of Titan Talk. I'm Isaiah.
Lobby should just be me, my name.
And chat, you've been asking for a Max show, so we're bringing you a Max show. Max is with us today. We've got some exciting matchmaking and ranked stuff to talk through. Max, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been about a month, I think, since the last time I was on, and I missed you guys.
Exactly. We missed you too.
This is deep. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, cool. Excited to be on, talk about some stuff that's already happened, happening, going.
Again, briefly yesterday, due to an issue with her ultimate, where she would that they may have. Sweet. And before we get into Max's updates, I do want to call out that we have been paying attention really closely to feedback after our first flash test. We're going to do our full patch notes, not reveal show, but review show on Friday.
Okay, so Friday, I know we've covered, like we went over their patch notes. We looked at their paper patch notes. We went over the items in the game, but there's more changes that aren't contextualized or textualized, whatever. There's no physical proof of changes yet that you guys haven't seen some of them, basically. So Friday, there's going to be even more fucking changes. Tomorrow, I might play Last Epoch. I don't know what's going on right now
the design team has been cooking up some additional changes, even past the ones that we talked about on our Monday shows.
I really hope that my crying and other people acknowledging like they feel the same way gets through to them about these tanks.
So be sure to tune in on our Friday show for full patch. Max, let's talk about what you brought to the show. I know you gave me a handy dandy slide deck, but do you want to give us kind of a preamble about what you've been cooking in the background? I know you've been working on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff has gone live since the last time.
All right. So after I played PTS last night, I wrote up. I mean, I'll show you. I don't think he would care because there's nothing said here. So I wrote up this to Isaiah. that was the DM he woke up to today. And he responded, thanks for the feedback. We're putting this in front of the team right now. And then apparently in here, they talk about more changes coming. They're looking at mages and tanks. So like, I'm not saying everything I'm saying to them, everything I say to them, they don't think it's right, but they're reading it. They pay attention to what everyone's saying. There's a lot of feedback in the ambassador Discord where people said basically the same thing as me. Yeah. Like they know what anyone telling them shit thinks.
You're on the show, so if you want to just kick us off.
Yeah, so last time I was on the show, I think we were like just about to hit OB4 or OB5, one of those two. And we broke down kind of what we'd done up until that point and what was coming up. Honestly, I think you should just jump into the deck because this is what I lead off with.
Sorry for the flashbang.
Gosh, this is a long
white background.
I'm so sorry. That's crazy.
My eyes, they burn. Logical team plus match rate balance, split top SR competitive lobbies.
New player first 10 to 20 games played. Talk. I need to like.
This one is just
last time on Survivor. Introduce myself. All right, so we went through kind of our current priorities and then what the future plans for those were. The logical team and matchup balance we shipped I think a week or two after.
I don't want to listen to everything he has to say. I want to skim.
But we definitely made pretty good. We finished that first point. We made really good progress.
So when teachers would do this to me in college or high school, I never paid any attention. As soon as I'd see this where they're gonna cover and know every single thing and they start talking about this, I stopped paying attention.
It's on the third.
So I can't do this.
Using the more that we've optimized it out, the more that we've found kind of what we consider definitively better results than the old time system for the base player base. It really is a lot faster, and the matches we're pretty happy with how similar they are given the player count.
I actually think matchmaking is like
for the top level of player
almost as good as it can get.
The system just wasn't creating the ranked environment that Smite was like established on.
Yeah, I do. Sinister. I'm trying to get it back.
The game has thrived with this kind of almost unique rank system.
My camera.
Where
smell my fucking balls.
Because
hit the sub button maybe.
To, like the super massive games, the top end rank community is relatively small. It's tight knit. They know each other. They enjoy playing against other top end players, and that's why that top down system really worked. And people understand how it worked, and for all that before we got the ball rolling on this, because we talked about it on that show, kind of made the decision that we needed to have some amount of top down matchmaking. We needed to have
Hold on, I might be able to help you guys.
ability to take players, sort them, and put the top 10 players into a match, even if it doesn't mean sorting the entire player base and then doing like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So
Sorry,
what
I
we've
tried,
done
guys.
with this one, and you can go to the next slide,
Right.
is we've kind of created this top-down
I tried.
pseudo-timed queue, and it's just for our top-end ranked players. It's for the higher-end ranked players. They will all be eligible for this style of matchmaking, and I'll go over how it works. So if a player, if a solo or a duo queue is above Obsidian, so that means
I'm gonna let him explain, but this, from reading this, it sounds like they're gonna take the top 10 from the highest ranked to the 10th highest ranked in the queue and put them in a lobby, and then if there's enough people to do the next lobby, they're gonna do the same thing again.
means that both players in the queue, if
For
it's
Obsidian
duo or
plus.
above Obsidian,
This
they're
requires a hard reset, though, right? Like currently there are many Obsidian players that are not skilled enough to be in those kind of lobbies.
eligible for this matchmaking. It's the kind of high skill matchmaking. We're switching over to the system.
And it's in the same queue as normal ranked. It's not.
It's in the
something
same queue as normal ranked. It
Yeah.
is just a different way that we're making matches. It's not going to visually change anything. But to explain how it works,
You know what's funny, guys? My monitor, my Corsair Xenon OLED, actually dims the white of this. So for me, this is like an off-white color. I'm looking at it in my OBS and my fucking eyes hurt. So you guys are literally getting cooked and I'm just like getting a nice little sunburn.
if the entire party of a solo and duo are Obsidian Plus, then they get entered into both the kind of normal matchmaker and the high-end matchmaker. And
you get
however,
into
they
both?
will not be made by the normal matchmaker until they've kind of exhausted the opportunity to get made by the high-end
Okay.
matchmaker. So that's the first change.
Okay.
Is instead of it just being like, does the normal matchmaker find you a
My
game that it
face
thinks
is
is
80%
okay?
more white.
You are basically put on ice until the top-down matchmaker thinks it can't make you a match. Next, and these are kind of example settings, so don't think that this is like set in stone, but this is how it works. The
Okay,
system
so
will
he's
wait
just being
until
general with it.
along-
It's not, they're gonna tweak it. That's a much better screen, huh, boys?
because it
and-
goes
Back,
in
sorry,
longer
pals.
queues.
So
What the fuck am I looking at, bro? There's got to be a hidden image in here, right? There's no way that this is what the graph is that we wanted to look at. Where is the hidden image?
this is a chart that shows the Smite 2. It's just for NA. Ranked matchmaking kind of selection that have been happening over the last. I made this last night. 4 days ish.
Squint. What do you see? Tell me what you see first.
And what you're looking at is like 10-minute chunks of the match with the highest SR player
All right.
being made.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck about that.
And we've spent a lot of time today talking about like this is a change that affects the top end ranked players,
Mhm.
right? And if you're not a top end ranked player, you might be like, why are they spending so much time on this? This seems like a waste, you know?
Yeah.
But it's really important.
That is cringe. Because the whole basis of any competitive game, which MOBAs are, is for you to plan and do everything for the high level players. Because if you're not doing that, nobody has anything to work towards. That's why competitive scenes are important to these types of games. And then if your rebuttal is, well, actually, there's a ton of us low level players, so everything should be balanced around that. No, it shouldn't. You're a low level player. You're going to get on and have fun no matter what. Cyclone, smell my balls. You're going to have fun regardless because you don't know what's going on. None of this matters. Nothing in ranked matters. You are literally going to get on. You're going to do something that doesn't make sense because you don't know any better, and you're going to have fun either way. So, no, you're not going to get the game balanced for you.
The
And rank
game
doesn't need to be tailored to you.
lives up to its promise at the highest end, and that if you have something to work for as well as players,
Hey,
to be
they
like,
understand.
I want
Nice.
to be in the big boy games. I know that if I get to that level, I will be in the big boy games.
That's why you
know?
should play
Yeah.
ranked.
And like in pretty much any game, you spend a lot of your time working on things for like the top few percentage of players because they play the game so much, and making sure that they're having a good
I agree, bro.
Is
I think we're crying enough that maybe there might be some more changes before Monday. Maybe. Like, thank you for the resub, KD. Ren, thank you for the 26 months.
is important and it's worth the time, right? But
All
LeBron
right.
James, and then he kicks my shit in for 30 minutes, and I'm like, that was awful, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's like
I don't know. I
fun.
think I could take LeBron one-on-one.
Oh
I mean,
man.
No, look, come on. You haven't seen my jump shot.
Yeah.
I'm
sick
sure
with
it's
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
But
Back to the NBA.
Cyclone, trust me, I have been every person that could be told that they're messing up and why with proof has been told. I am doing everything in my fucking power to make them acknowledge tanks could be raw tankier, but they're doing too much damage because of the 15 yellow damage items that tanks can build. Trying.
yeah,
I mean, I basically said if we hit Monday and it's the same, that might be the beginning of the end for me in Smite content. Like, I can't bear to play the game the way it is.
so
If I was 6 inches taller and an elite level athlete, maybe.
Yeah.
do you see that
Yeah,
there's
they
a
nerfed
woman who's
Assassin.
like 5'6" who got drafted in the WNBA draft?
Oh no.
Yeah, like I was.
All right, bro.
I was a really high elo arena player, so I very frequently got like pros into my arena games, and I could keep up with them in arena because I was a good arena player. But if they ever ended up in my conquest games, I got like Trix Tank in one of my conquest games once, because he was playing on NA and he didn't have like NA elo at the time, and he just destroyed us. And it was just like, this was not fun. Like, I was excited for 3 seconds to be like Trix Tank, and then it was like, holy shit, this is awful, right? So I think that like. It's cool to play with pros, but it's a lot more fun if you can hang, right?
Exactly,
You don't need to be
yeah.
as good as them, but you got to be able to hang, right? So
Yeah. The other nice thing about having this system available is that, and we'll get to it kind of right at the end, but it does allow for a new style of matchmaking. Like, we have this tool in our tool belt,
yep.
and maybe it is best to use this for other game modes. The one that, like, will easily come to mind is something like Duel, right? A game mode that is
That's smart as fuck, actually. Wait, that's actually really smart. So they would be able to take a casual queue, and if you're the higher rated players in it, throw you into a pseudo like top ranked queue and create another system, even though you're just queuing into one system. So it's not a ranked queue for everybody, but for the top end players, it is. I hope that's what they do with it, because that would be
LeBron,
sick. Even for
101.
arena, that would be
Oh
sick.
man.
No, look, come on. You haven't seen my jump shot.
Yeah.
I'm
sick
sure
with
it's
it.
amazing.
Yeah. Back
But
to the NBA.
yeah. So
If I was
Take out
6
Demon
inches
Blade,
taller
it's worthless.
and an elite level athlete, maybe.
Yeah.
do you see that there's a woman who was like 5'6"?
And Kins
who
in the
got-
next patch is worthless.
So, it's a tool we have now. Keep holding off on doing a reset.
I like the okay. I like this. So they're basically acknowledging that they also believe. I don't like this part, but this top part. Rewards not granted until patch after. So wait, is that the patch after this one? I don't know. Whatever. I like that they're doing splits. I don't like this. Large adjustments to top end SR, very small adjustments to all SR. Very like, are we all about to be reset to 4K? Is that even enough? I don't think it is. I think everyone should be just hard reset, or at the very least, it should be a massive dip down to like most people go to 0, maybe high end players go to 2K. SR updates. So you're gonna gain SR gains and losses are changed. They're gonna keep tweaking it. I just wish this was a hard, like a large adjustment from the top end. I feel like everyone should be sent down to 3K top. Like, after that, you're kind of trolling. You're not kicking out bad players who exploited the early gains of SR. Because if you're like 5K right now, you're just going to go down where everyone else is. It's not going to be low enough.
Doing a ranked split just because the rewards weren't necessarily going to be all the way there yet. but we did want to do a few things before
Kings
we
is
could do the
ass.
split. That we just cannot get done until at least open beta 9. So I'll talk about the split for a second. We're gonna be going to second split. The rewards gonna be granted after. It's gonna be a quote unquote soft reset. I talked about this at the start of open beta. We are looking for soft resets and splits to be more of a game-wide event instead of just something that kind of passes over for top-end players. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to be resetting, a silver or gold player way the hell back down to whatever, pardon my French. But we are looking to take top-end players and kind of reset them quite far down again.
What we need to hear. Quite far down to me is not 4K, bro. It's 3K or lower. So let's see if
there's a renewed competition at the top, especially given our new top-down matchmaking system. So we want players who are really high SR players to have earned it under the new system instead of the old system.
So this is 2
that's
weeks
kind of point one.
and what, 3 days
2,
away?
For players who are not of that like top end, we want to. I'm talking very small adjustments here, somewhere in the range of like 200 to 400 SR back to certain like thresholds that they've hit, and then increase players' variance. This is mainly to just shake up the overall ladder. And if you are a player who feels that you're currently underrated by the system, you've been playing a lot, you feel kind of the new system compared to Smite 1, plus what we're doing in the future.
This is good. This is good. This could give you more of a reason to actually like grind for some competitive scene. This is huge. New competitive formats for not. So they're gonna run some other cups for other game modes. It looks like later on.
We're complete
on it, but
for not.
I don't care about Joust
internally,
Duel. I don't care about that. I don't care
making
about
rating,
that.
which is used.
Talking to you guys when I'm having my coffee, I
There you
do a
go.
bit of a roundup of what's going on social media, see what people are talking about. And I think that the funny thing about matchmaking is
Solo queue for competitive is not ass, bro. It is not ass. If you are trying to have an authentic experience and be the best player, you are not queuing with your fucking homie and you are not queuing with somebody better than you to carry you. You are queuing into a game where everyone else is solo queuing. You're getting the best matchmaking experience from that because it's 10 individual players and they can switch up teams however they need to. And then you actually play a meaningful match. If you have a friend that also plays at that level, you both should queue at the same fucking time. This is literally what I did with Mindy and all my friends when Smite 1 was first out, because at Smite 1's introduction, there was only solo queue in ranked for everybody. Nobody could duo queue. No one could trio queue. It was only fucking solo queue. This is also for the highest end players. This isn't for new players. This isn't for casual players. This isn't for people who play a couple matches a week. This isn't for fucking plat players and below. You're talking about the highest end players. It's a way for them to compete. It's not for everybody.
that often you kind of have to evaluate it by a lack of noise, right? Like if we do something that kills queue times, I'll hear about it right away.
Right,
If we do something that makes unbalanced matches, I'll hear about it right away. If we do something that makes matches great, you'll hear nothing.
Yeah.
And
That's the truth. That's like
population
restaurants.
regions. It was made at like 1 a.m. It was the last match made until like 4 a.m. in Conquest. They were the only players basically available. And it sucks to say, right? Like I wish we had an infinite player base for you so we could always be like in open beta.
I hate when people cry. He's talking about the people that go to Reddit and are like, look at my uneven match. And he's talking about it being like a 1:30 fucking AM PST match where nobody's queuing.
One patch notes. But we have a series of titles that we wanted to give out earlier. Couldn't get that set up, so we'll be giving them out with everything else. So there's first titles that will be given out about. So we'll be handing that out over and then drop back down what you're getting.
I am seeing the vibration chatter in chat. We are still investigating that. We have not found a consistent.
A population split that we want to use right now. There is a bit of talk about whether we treat new players on console and PC a little differently. You know, something that we found out a long time ago is that console and PC new players respond differently to like different characters, right? Like, so
Shocker.
Right now, no. You're gonna get matched with everyone, and it's not gonna change it up.
There will be a reasonable
however,
ranked if they
there's small
fix
considerations
tanks.
that are being
Damage- the
taken for
damage tanks are
crossplay,
doing.
but it's not really a population split right now.
I think that's it. Oh wait, whoa.
Sure, but I can say that because of those like alternate formats, we are working on kind of a second leaderboard. Once we have two, we'll get a really good handle on whether we can just kind of copy and paste that work and keep making things, and then things like god leaderboards could become possible. So
Yes, I need god leaderboards for content, please. All right, cool. That's cool to see that they have some stuff in the works, but once again, they gotta fix this tank shit.